Hey y'all, welcome, my dear. Welcome. Let us know who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today. So, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to talk about topics, okay? When it comes to your ebooks, what kind of topics should you be writing about as an author and as an entrepreneur? For me, I like for you to begin by exploring those areas that are the core of your area of expertise. So for me, I always jump on here and I say money, marketing, sales, right? Those are some of the core areas. So when I write content, a lot of times it's about monetization, marketing, and sales, specifically online, right? So as I'm thinking about, or rather, as I'm talking about this idea of what kind of topics you should be writing about when it comes to your ebooks, what I want to do is to be able to have all of you just kind of share what your core is when it comes to writing content. Don?
Oh, jumping right in. Well, of course, my core area of focus is leadership development and being about what is involved in a leader being able to step up to the plate, be able to articulate their ideas, and be able to maximize resources. And so my core is talking about leadership development, communication skills, and productivity. So all of those three are tied in to make sure that a leader is maximizing who they are, how they are saying what they need to say, and being able to do it in a short, finite bound of time.
Janelle?
So, as a licensed clinical social worker, one that does outpatient mental health counseling, the three things that I talk about are counseling, clients, and cash. So, one of the first things that I developed, yep, those three. One of the first ones that I developed was teaching other counselors how to start their own business, how to start their own private practice, because I would get that question so often from other people.
And that's important. Like when you're thinking about the ebooks that you want to write, what are the kind of questions that people are asking you when it comes to your core? Rhonda?
Okay, for me as a designer, I focus on mainly being able to teach people how to tap into their creativity and to get paid for it. So the areas are, of course, tapping into the creativity. And then I've also found just from the questions that I've been getting from people and the comments that they make, such as, they don't know what to do or they don't feel that they have any talents or skills or anything. From there, I find I have to kind of go back to square one. So I have to work with them a little bit on mindset, self love, self care, and things like that. So
Mm,
I gravitate into those areas too. And then also, once they actually understand that they are creative and they do have things to offer, then it goes into helping them with developing a decision making process so that they can learn how to make better design decisions. And then, of course, turning that into expressing their creativity in a form which they can use to make money.
Now, what's great about what you just said, Rhonda, is a lot of times we have to reverse engineer the process because we know where we are and we know where people want to be. But sometimes, in order to get to that place, they got to start. Well, not sometimes, all times, right? Sometimes you have to start at step one with them, right? Before you get creative, here's where you need to be. Or sometimes you have to get to step zero, right? Before you can do this, maybe you don't know, or maybe you don't have enough confidence. So, kind of backtracking the process is definitely something that we have to do sometimes with our mentees. Welcome. Awesome to have you here, my dear. Feel free, guys, to number one, drop into the comment box and say, hey, let us know who you are and where you are in this world today. Thanks for tapping on the hearts, the likes, the love. Keep tapping on that. Feel free to share this out. But of course, more importantly, I want you to think about, as a professional, who are you at your core and who are you trying to reach? Because when it comes to coming up with topics for your ebooks, your core is to me the heart of your content. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want us to do, and by the way, this is actually inspired by the Book Business Virtual Summit. All week, we've got some amazing speakers. These lovely ladies are a part of the Sister Sense Power Circle panel. I've been rocking and rolling with Dawn, Rhonda, and Janelle for a long time. So I'm so excited to have them here and available, right, to share these strategies with you guys. And I want to make sure that you go to sistersense.com/BB Summit so you can learn more about the Book Business Summit and join us for the live virtual summit experience this weekend. Hey, welcome, welcome. Keep dropping in here, y'all. And definitely make sure you let us know who you are at your core. Okay. So, topics is the first thing that we're talking about today. Feel free to transcribe when it comes to easy ebook ideas. The first thing we're talking about is topics. Identify who you are at your core, the kind of people you're trying to reach, and also where people need to start. That actually brings me to concept number 2, which honestly is all about thinking about the different types of ebooks that you can create. 2 in particular that I love to talk about that we're going to be working in as part of the Write the Book workshop on Saturday are starter guides for beginners, right? Rhonda alluded to, thinking about where you need to start with some of your clients, right? And resource guides, because people are already always in need of direction. So I'm going to pause for a second so that you guys can, maybe share your experience with either creating resources or starter guides for your client base, any recommendations or points that you want to drop in there. And we'll continue with that little circle. So I'll let you go first on.
Hey, well, I that's a big, big, giant question because I'm not only I'm not only a fan of books that I read, that I collect, but also books that I develop. And so they run the gamut from a resource guide to something that's a self-help guide that is a here's how-to guide process. And so my process is that I look at the questions that come to me all the time and that clients have trouble with, and to help them work through the steps and to say, here's a how-to guide on, and I just basically am doing brain dumps a lot of times, or it's things that I have written out over the years so that I'm taking it and putting it into a form. So it's remarkable that it is easier than people think to really put that into process. I know we are often our own roadblock. I will admit that personally, that we need to get out of our own way and just let that information flow. So I think it's a remarkable multi-step process.
It definitely is. And I love that you talked about, remember, guys, feel free to write this down, take note. What questions are you getting from people? Those are the kind of questions that you want to put into the beginnings of perhaps a starter guide, right? I wish I had it now. I grabbed several of my guides, and I know that my mentees, my power circle, they have their guides as well. One of them, I don't know why I don't have it. It's my Start Her Up guide on money, market, and sales, how to make it, monetize it, and market it when it comes to building your business. One of them, I think, is this one right here, Start and Grow. Because a lot of people come to me and they say, okay, well, what do I need to do to get started? I actually had someone who was watching a live stream on YouTube and said, I'm just starting my business. What do I need? I said, go get this, the Start and Grow guide. It's free over at citizensense.com/SAG for Start and Grow, right? And so there are always going to be people who are coming to you looking for those first steps, and you want to get ready. You want to be ready for those people. Janelle?
Yes. So when I created my starter guide for counselors who want to start their own private practice. And the way I came up with the 5 parts for that book was I thought about myself when I wanted to start my business. And you know how you don't know what you don't know until you actually get into it. And so I
Right.
had all these questions that I felt like, oh, if I would have known this from the beginning, I would have done it this way. Or if I would have known that, I would have taken that route instead. So that's how I kind of developed the 5 things that I cover in my starter guide, by thinking about what I wish I would have known beforehand, and then answering those questions to help get them started and get them on the right path to starting their business.
That is such a good thing, because sometimes maybe you don't have people coming to you asking you questions. So you go back to your past self and what did she want to know, right? And
Mm-hmm.
use that as a springboard for your ideas. And ladies, feel free, if you've got your books and your guides, different examples that you want to share, feel free to, show those as you're sharing your recommendations, because that was a really, really good one.
Oh, here's my
Welcome,
card,
welcome,
guys.
Ashley. Hey, that was a great one,
Yep.
Janelle. Thank you
Yep.
so much for that. Welcome. Hey, Latoya from Savannah, Georgia. Awesome to have you here. Rhonda?
Well, one of the things that I get asked a lot regarding design, you hear a lot of people, and I'm sure you've heard this a lot too, LaShonda. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want to start a brand, or I want to build my brand." And what I found is that when people were saying that, they meant different things, but the majority of people were not necessarily talking about building a complete brand. They
Yeah.
were referring to brand identity instead. They're mainly talking about, their logo, their color, the look and feel, and things like that, and my logo for my t-shirts and my merchandise, and the color of my website and things like that. So one of the guides first guides that I came up with was called Brand Builders, an 8-point checklist for getting your brand on point. And in there, it just goes through 8 different checkpoints that you can use to determine whether you actually have a brand or where your brand is actually missing some items, and understanding the difference between brand identity, what actually is a brand. So yeah, that was one of my first guides. Let me see if I can get that clear on here. Here it is,
Yeah.
Brand Builders. Yes.
Love it, love it. And one of the things that both of you said, you talked about, Janelle, you don't know what you don't know, right? And Rhonda, you talked about sometimes, and I experienced this as well. People will say, well, is it landing page? Is it squeeze page? Is it sales page? When I say sales page, I'm not talking about convert kit. What, like, they're using
Yes.
terms, but because they're new to the experience, everybody kind of interprets it or understands it a little bit different. So creating that kind of guide, Rhonda, is great, because you're going to help people at different starting levels get a better sense of what they don't know, and the right ways that these things are defined. So I think that that's a great one as well. Now, what I want to do before we dig into, because again, we're talking today about topics, tools, techniques, and all that good stuff. Before we move further, I kind of want to stop for a second and ask you all, what were some of the motivational factors behind some of these resource guides that you put together? Like, what motivated you to say, this is what I want to work on? Because sometimes people say, I want to do something, but I don't know what I need to do. Did you guys go through that? I don't know what to do kind of thing? And how did you figure out this is the thing that I want to focus on? I know, big question.
Right. Well, I know for me personally, it was that, again, I was being asked questions, but I
That's great, Janelle. Awesome, awesome. Good stuff. So, again, feel free to share this out. Let us know what you're thinking about when it comes to your ideas, in addition to thinking about your topics, in addition to thinking about the different types of books. One of the things that I want us to do is to talk about tools. Talk about some of the tools that you personally use. Now, for me, you always know that Canva is Bay. So a lot of the content that I create on the canva.com platform. And I kind of make sure that pretty much all my Sister Sense mentees on some level are using Canva, right? And, I'm always asking, 2 questions. Do you have Canva for business? If not, why not? And are you using the Canva app, right? Because I want that to be one of the tools that are your go-to. Now, when it comes to either writing or when it comes to some of the tools that I've shared with you ladies over the past, do you have any feedback or recommendations there? It could be that you want to share another tool outside of Canva, or you want to talk about some of the tools that we've used as part of the Sister Sense Circle, whatever works for you.
I would say one, in addition to Canva business, it's paramount. I actually can swear by the Google products. And I say that because it's not only a free platform, but I can leverage them in lots of different ways. So I schedule in Google Calendar. So I'm a mommy. So my mommy life is one calendar. My content calendar is another calendar. My business and personal professional obligations are another. But then I can also tie in the Google document features. And another really good one, if people haven't used it, is Google Keep. I have the app on my phone and I absolutely just live by that because if I have a brain like, oh my gosh, an aha moment, I am quickly going to the Google Keep app and putting it in there. It will get lost in the calendar. It will get lost in Gmail. And so I can send myself notes to really keep my awareness. And then also as we've done brain dumps in the different programs where I was at the Spring into Action Weekend Workshop was where I worked on my particular product. I was able to gather my thoughts together in the Google documents, the brain dump documents, to put them there, and then to translate some of them into the Google Slides and others into other areas. So it just really, to me, was a seamless resource. So I actually, that's my number two, I would say.
First of all, can I just say that I've never heard of Google Keep before? Is that
Oh,
is
it's
that like
choice.
Ah,
It's
how I
choice.
mean, do you guys all use that?
Get
Is it
that
me?
tonight.
yes.
Download that app. Yes.
I've never heard of it before. I love Google. I
Google
I
Keep.
absolutely love the Google Suite. Oh my gosh.
KEEP.
Is it like
Yes.
Evernote?
It's like Evernote, but I think to me it's seamless. In the Evernote is a little
Yeah.
more cumbersome to me. I
Yeah.
not prefer that. Google Keep to me, you can pin things, you can put them in different colors, so you can have them in a archive fashion. You can enumerate, quickly take notes, talk to it. You can save pictures, email. You can save the emails when you have them in your file.
Ah,
So it's like like that. So yeah, that helps me organize my brain.
mind blown.
Yeah.
Mind blown. So first of all, one of the things I love about my mantra with Sister Sense is that the success of your business depends upon the company you keep. Is that this? You learn things, even as much as I know, there's so many things I don't know. And I've loved the Google Suite, never used Google Keep before. So I'm excited to learn something new. Number two, if you're not in a community, I highly suggest you get in one. Like I said, the Power Circle is waiting for you as part of the Book Business Summit. Make sure that you go over to ucsuccess.com/BB Summit so that you can join the community. I'm a mommy too, so I've got my Google Calendar with mommy and me. We both had eye appointments and got him some Nike glasses for like almost $300. I was like, boy, if you break these glasses, as you said, mommy, I've got like Sister Sense calendar and all these different things. But yeah, having those are essential. Plus the Google Docs so that we can do our brain dump sessions. We're definitely going to have a lot of brain dump time when we do the workshops on Saturday. So good stuff there. Thank you so much for that, Janelle.
So I just have to swear by Canva because I'm artistically challenged as turquoise blue, and LaShonda can tell you from the weekend workshops, I would be like peering over at Turquoise's computer trying to see what she was doing. One time I was looking at Lavon's computer, like that just is not my skill. So Canva helps me because it makes it easy to try to come up with these graphic design ideas because my brain just doesn't think in pictures like that. So I swear by Canva, if you are technically, artistically challenged like me, use Canva.
And what I love about it is that whether we're together, because these amazing ladies have participated in workshops that I've done here in North Carolina, all of them, and even the virtual ones, what's so great about Canva is the share, right? Even with Google Docs, the fact that you can share it. So literally real time when we're doing these virtual workshops, you can say, LaShonda, I don't like the way this looks. Share it with me. And then I can go in there, move some things around, and you go, I love when Janelle is like, yay, I love it.
So here's the one. Here's the one where I was about to cry. Remember, we were leaving, and I was about, LaShonda, mine doesn't look like anything, and she helped me create this one.
That's nice.
And that's one of the different types that I talk about as far as different types of books. That's a low content notebook. Janelle, if you could open it for them, and it's actually a spiral notebook. That's one of the things that we've done. There is Dawn's spiral notebook there. Creating custom notebooks is something that we've worked on as part of the circle as well. Oh my goodness. Look, Rhonda's got her notebook too. Yay.
I
I
think
love it. I
that's
love
the
it.
one
I
I
love
was trying to
Yeah, thank
copy.
you.
it. Creating these templates and sharing them is so awesome. And given times
Yes.
like this when even if we can't come together and they can't hang with me, look at that. Come on now. That's so
I have this one
beautiful.
too.
Even if we can't hang in person here in North Carolina, we can do this virtually. And the next virtual, you don't want to miss it. The Write the Book workshop as part of the Book Business Virtual Summit this coming weekend. All the beautiful, good, right? Lavana's like, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Hey, Monique is in the building. So awesome to see you here, Monique. Welcome, welcome. Monique says that she will definitely look into Google Keep. Me too, because that's not one that that I've ever heard about before. New to me, so definitely mind blown. Rhonda, any feedback or different tools or apps that you want to share?
Well, I use the Google Drive too, and Google Keep, just like Dawn. I really like it because you can also, once you have gone in and quickly jotted down in your notes or created a checklist, bullet point list, or whatever, you have one of the options is that you can save it to your Google Drive, and so it converts it into a Google document. So I like that. And then I also still use Evernote to some degree.
Yeah,
For the actual creating of the books, like I said, I do use the Google Drive. I use Word sometimes too, but I still also like the InDesign, and of course, there's a learning curve to that, but and cost for that too. But I do like that product for publishing documents. I think it produces the highest quality documents. But you
oh
can't
yeah.
go wrong with Canva, and you can't go wrong with Google Drive. And one thing that I have been getting into more of is Asana, which is a project management tool. And I really like it for managing my ideas as we were talking about coming up with topics and things like that. I like it
Yeah.
because I like it how it has the Kanban style board. So if I come up with a particular idea, then I can create different columns for it. And as I advance through the different steps, I can move it from column to column until I get to the point of completion. And also it has a calendar feature that is connected to it, so I can also see it reflected on the calendar. And then the other tool that I like, um, going back to more of an analog type tool, I still love my journals, and I'm a bullet journal girl, and also other journals and calendars, and I have a system where I use all of those.
Just simply being able to write on paper for me is like the best thing that I always have some sort of a notebook, some or five of them,
Hmm.
like just somewhere
Yes.
everywhere around me.
Yes.
And I love the different tools that you guys are recommending as well. I think it's so great. I don't know if you all use Grammarly, but I use
Hmm.
that so that
Yeah.
when I'm writing on a regular basis, I've got the Grammarly add-on. Whether are you guys, whether you're watching live or via the replay, do you use that tool? A lot of times people will come to me and they'll say they're resistant to writing or they need a ghost writer or a copy person because they don't feel confident in their ability to spell or to, correctly write things. And I feel like Grammarly is so great in that it can help you with those little things that you may miss, even not even just simply writing your books, but something as simple as an email or just kind of writing content for your blog. And because you can add the Grammarly add-on to your web browser, I use Chrome all the time. It basically is with you in every tab that you're writing content in. I don't know. Do you guys use Grammarly?
Yes. I
Yes.
use
Yes.
it. Mhm.
Yeah, awesome. Power Circle panel. We're about to wrap up today. Like I mentioned before, make sure that you guys go to susansense.com/. BB Summit. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be live and all the way lit. The book business experience, the authorpreneur school, the write the book workshop so that we can work on a starter guide as well as a resource guide. And then for those of you who sign up for the book the bestseller boot camp. I'm tongue tied. The bestseller boot camp. There's another template in there so that you can create your own chapter books, and I'll show you on the screen relatively quickly. Here are some of my own personal chapter books that I've created. And I literally gave you the template to the chapter books inside of the bestseller bootcamp. So that's another program in there. There are multiple levels of resources for authors, creatives, and entrepreneurs as part of the Book Business Summit. So whether you're just trying to work on ebooks, print, digital, or creating some self-published content, we've got some awesome resources to share inside there. So I'm going to stop here because I want my ladies to be able to say whatever they want to say as we wrap up today. Done?
Well, thank you for having me on. I'm really delighted and honored to be able to share company with uh, not just online, but as we share like we have in person previously. I want to encourage people to sign up. I just cannot implore enough. I have had information poured into me, and then I can pour out the subject area of my expertise through these templates. So I'm delighted. You can follow me across social at Dawn McCoy Books and find out information about leadership development, communications, and productivity at flourishleadership.com. That's FLOURISH, leadership.com. So thanks so much for having me on, LaShondra.
Oh, thank you. Janelle?
I will echo what Dawn said. Thank you so much for having me on, LaShonda. I absolutely am upset that COVID prevented us from coming to North Carolina after January. I love the workshops because when I get in person, it's the energy in the room that helps me create all the stuff that I've been able to create so far. So I miss being in person, but I've learned so much from online, in person, just to help me grow my business. So thank you for having me on. And anyone looking to follow me on Facebook, it's Powerful Living with Janelle. I'd love to have you be a part. And my website is www.janelleholland.com.
The next one's coming. Prayerfully, Lord. We're going to have another one soon.
Hopefully.
Right? Fingers crossed. We were supposed to be
Yes.
in South Carolina on the beach. We're going to have business on the beach. It's going to come. I know it in my heart. Rhonda.
Yeah, thank you, LaShonda. This is actually a privilege to be here, and I really enjoy being a part of this circle. And like the other lady said, I really enjoy the in-person experiences that we have when we get together and we do our workshops, and we actually get a lot done. And I also enjoy doing the online workshops, like the upcoming one this weekend. And I really encourage people to take a look at it and join this opportunity because uh, LaShonda actually packages everything where you can just plug and play and take the concepts that you have in your head, in your notebook, on the back of a napkin, your half-written books, your blog posts that you may have written years ago, even your social media posts. You may have written enough social media posts that you could actually go back and take those what you've said and put them together and actually create chapter books. So, having someone to actually put together a system along with the templates that you can use to actually create a product is something that you really should take advantage of.
Yes.
Because
Thank you, ladies.
why reinvent the wheel when it's already
Right.
there? This is about saving time and saving money and actually getting product out there quickly, because we're in a phase right now where you actually have more eyes on what you're doing because people are
Yes.
at home, and actually people are also looking to do the things that you're doing or looking for people like you to connect with, because people either want to actually learn to do new things, or they want to buy new things, or they want to connect with new people right now.
Right.
That's true.
Oh, and
Absolutely.
I forgot, you can visit me at turquoiseblue.com. Thank you.
I love it. I couldn't have said it better myself. Everybody is looking to level up and elevate on some level, and they're doing it online. So now is the time to make sure that you're getting your resources and you're in the right circle to make some things happen. Y'all, you'll need to lift up them books. So we needed some like outro music or something, y'all. Pop it so we can see this is what it's like when you take those ideas out of
Wow.
your head, right? And you create the content that you need. I look at these amazing journals, these notebooks, these resource guides that my ladies have created as part of the Power Circle. Y'all need to screenshot this. You need to put it in your this is what I need to do, your vision for the future, because creating your products every single quarter, taking some ideas outside of your head, banking them and building your brand. That's what this conversation is all about. So I wanted to once again thank you so much, ladies. Lavon says, I agree. Oh, my girl Lavon is in the building. I missed the live workshops. I'm telling y'all, they coming. They're coming back. They're coming back. Trust and
Yes.
believe. Definitely. Aisha says, I am full of ideas, but I'm learning to stop finding reasons why I can't. Come on. Let me tell y'all something. I had such a great time. I recorded Diane Taylor, her session, Diane Taylor of Taylor Made, and she talked about the first book that she produced. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but she never thought she would do books, okay? She was doing PR, and the person that she did the book for, that book, her first book, was put in the hand of Barack Obama, okay? And the whole time she was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And the person that she was doing the book for says, you can and you will. You can and you will. And she did, right? And so we all have to be in spaces where we stop talking ourselves out of the things that we are destined to do, because we
Yeah.
can and we will. So hopefully I will see you beautiful spirits on our live summit on Saturday, whether you catch us live or the replays. We got a lot of good to give. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. Mwah. See you guys tomorrow
Thank
for
you.
another one.
All
Thank
right.
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Good night.
It's a force of habit. I do